all about Dad. And this Florida father has a lot to celebrate this year, all thanks to his life-saving daughter.
This was the routine during the pandemic for then 16-year-old Caitlin Ryan and her dad Steve. Hitting golf balls after dinner was their bonding time. But on April of last year, their outing turned into one of Caitlin's biggest fears.
Just kind of noticed something different, and my dad was lying face down on the putting green.
Steve, who was diagnosed with cardiomyopathy 8 years ago, had gone into sudden cardiac arrest. Caitlin began CPR, something she learned back in middle school. Her mom, a nurse, and paramedics arrived moments later.
They shocked him with the AED, I think 4 times is what they said, before they got back his pulse after 12 minutes of no pulse.
You just sit there and go, I can't believe this child that you brought up has the wherewithal to do that.
Steve was put into a medically induced coma to regulate his temperature. On day 3,
Wednesday, they brought me back out, which happened to be Caitlin's birthday, so it was a great birthday present.
A year later, Caitlin is combining her passion for golf and helping others. She's created a charity golf tournament to raise money and awareness about sudden cardiac arrest and the importance of CPR.
I'll think back and be like, yeah, I could have turned out awful, but it didn't. So I can just use that and be thankful for that and just hope that no one else has to go through the negative outcome.
I could just sense that something wasn't right.
September 9th, 2020, a Wednesday, Kelsey Tomey took a frantic phone call from her husband.
He kept calling me and seemed very confused.
It was like I was forgetting words or forgetting how to talk.
Zach lost his peripheral vision and struggled to drive to work. Fearful and concerned, Kelsey met him at his eye doctor, but knew deep down it may be something more.
And she said it's not his eyes, it's his brain.
The past year challenged their marriage as Kelsey watched Zach struggle with once simple tasks.
He said a prayer and he said, please God, tell me what is wrong with me. And 2 days later,
he told me.
They checked in at IU North.
He said, I know my husband and that's not my husband and I'm not leaving until we get a CT scan.
Where doctors confirmed her worst fears.
And it was then that the CT showed that he had a very large lesion on his brain.
Zach underwent a 9-hour craniotomy for the almost 9-centimeter tumor on his temporal lobe. Doctors could safely remove 80% and then radiation and now monthly oral chemo. And through these past months, the two, along with their kids Adeline and Weston, stayed Tomey tough.
I'm in caretaker mode and I kind of try to leave the emotion out of it because I just have a job to take care of my family.
I got 2 awesome kids. It's hard. I don't know how to make that better for anybody. The right things to do every day.
A father who loved his engineering job, now unable to drive to work. Some days he struggles just to get out of bed, but a beloved hobby is now his safe haven.
He's definitely put through the side effects of the medication, and the knife making has been a godsend.
Being able to come out here and work and do something it's nice. I mean, it almost makes you think that this was something that I started doing on the side because it had a future for me.
Zach sharpens his mind, uses his hands, and grinds through the tough days in the garage making Tomey knives. It's his therapy and his work from home, a distraction from his disease.
Makes him go into dark places a lot, but when he makes a knife and sees how proud he is of that and how much attention it gets, he'll post a picture and sell a knife in 5 minutes. So that has to make anybody feel good. So.
Cancer can wear on a person, but it can also reshape and sharpen your outlook on the future. A reminder that each moment we get here is a gift.
Look at each day as a blessing because you really never know when things can change.
We still have a few more amazing dads to celebrate. And these guys are building something positive for their neighborhood.
For us to come down here and help somebody else out, it's the best feeling in the world.
It's good to know.
It's our backyard. We're all neighbors.